Hey, traffic controllers of the digital sky. I'm Chris Scaminaci, Vice President of Engineering at TechPulse Professional Services and the Air Marshal of Tickets, also known as Siege the MSP Automator of MSPautomator.com. Let's keep those tickets flying smoothly. Something I hear from MSP partners a lot is that they really don't understand how load balancing, round robin, and intelligent routing work in Halo because there's really not a whole lot of documentation that really explains how these features work and how they tie together inside of Halo. Well, today we're here to demystify that experience for you, and we're going to explain to you how load balancing, round robin, and intelligent ticket routing work in HaloPSA. First things first. Load balancing in HaloPSA might sound like it's a very easy concept, right? We're just going to distribute tickets evenly across the people that are eligible to receive them, and that's, how you would expect it to work. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more complicated than that. There's several pieces and components inside of HaloPSA that actually dictate how load balancing happens, and you have a lot of granular control over this behavior, more than you might think you do. First group of settings that we really want to talk about here, first setting will be show load balance and round robin on the new ticket screen. This basically means it gives you the options on the new ticket screen of load balancing or round robining a ticket when you assign it. The second is show intelligent routing on the new ticket screen. The same thing, it's just going to show you intelligent routing in the reassign menu. Now, what exactly is intelligent routing? Intelligent routing is the ability for Halo to determine where that ticket needs to go based on the agent that last interacted with that user. So we can say, how many days do we want intelligent routing to consider when it's making that decision? And how many tickets can we maximum route that way? So by default, this comes in at 30 routing days and 5 maximum tickets per agent. So that would mean if I had user A entered a ticket 28 days ago for some kind of incident, and they put in another ticket today for something else, if you select intelligent routing, it's going to go back to the last agent that interacted with that user because it's within this 30-day window. That's not always ideal, and what if that issue is really not related in any way and it's just going to create an undue burden on your agent? Typically what I'll do is I'll set the intelligent routing cutoff days to 7, and I'll set the routing maximum tickets to about 2 or 3. That way you can ensure that you have a better chance of that agent actually getting a ticket that's relevant to the last interaction. This can also go haywire when you've got a point of contact at a client that maybe puts in a lot of tickets. You don't really want an intelligent route for that person because you might end up just dumping all of those tickets onto one agent perpetually and resetting the clock every time you do. That's the important thing about intelligent routing to understand is Halo's not going to do intelligent routing or load balancing or round robin unless you explicitly tell it to. It's not going to decide itself that it's going to do intelligent routing automatically when a ticket comes in. That's not how intelligent routing works. It's about selecting it from the menu during the reassign action. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is show intelligent routing on the new action screen, show load balance on the new action screen, and show round robin on the new action screen. This is the exact same thing for the new ticket screens, except on new actions. You're also going to have the option to use these 3 things in that reassign action if you've got it assigned to that action. The next option is only show round robin and load balance to logged in agents. By only round robining and load balancing to logged in agents, we remove the problem scenario of Halo assigning a ticket to an agent that's not there, present, or logged into Halo. You've also got options for load balancing based on remaining estimate time. So if you're using estimate time on your ticket types, you can actually have Halo calculate the next load balanced agent based on how much estimate time they have left aggregated across their tickets. You can also automatically load balance when a ticket follow-up date is reached. So if a ticket hits its SLA hold auto release or it hits its follow-up date and that agent is not actioned it or done anything else, it can actually load balance to another agent who might have less tickets going on and more capacity to service that ticket in real time. You can also include tickets on SLA hold in load balancing. So if a ticket is sitting on SLA hold, in the default configuration, it does not count as a load balanceable, ticket when it's taking those things into account. Checking that box says use the number of tickets, not the status or the SLA hold status of those tickets when calculating the next agent to load balance to. Some other things that are worth an honorable mention here, don't reassign when responding. So if the agent logs a response against a ticket, Halo automatically reassigns that agent to the ticket. Things like when reassigning tickets to agent, checks if it clashes with other tickets based on start and end dates. So if you've got too many tickets that are pre-scheduled for an agent that have start and end dates, this box will actually tell Halo to circumvent those intelligent routing or those load balance calculations and exclude this agent from the next available ticket because they're busy. The last thing that you really want to worry about here is show an option to multi-select additional agents on tickets. Typically, you don't really need to use this, and it's really not recommended as a best practice. But if you were to use this and you were to assign 3 agents to the ticket, you might say, Chris, okay, I've got 3 agents assigned to this ticket. How does it know which one to load balance or intelligently route to? Well, it's always going to use the primary agent. It doesn't care about the additional agents on the ticket. Those are thrown out of the algorithm completely. It cares about that primary agent assigned to the ticket. The next component of load balancing and round robin that really affects the way that the algorithm routes tickets is the individual agent statuses. So under config, teams and agents, and then statuses, you've got some additional options here to control the way that this works. And you can actually tell the load balance and round robin algorithm to include or ignore agents with a specific status inside of Halo from those calculations. So on our status here of out of office, include agents with this status in load balance and round robin is no. So that means if the agent is set to out of office, they're not going to be able to be eligible to receive a ticket from load balancing or from the round robin algorithm. The next thing to take into consideration is that on the team config itself, so under config, teams and agents and teams, you can actually tell Halo to include or not include an entire team in a load balance calculation. What does that mean? That means that if this team has tickets assigned to it and agents on this team have tickets assigned to them, those tickets will not count in the load balance calculation. It doesn't matter what ticket type they are. It matters about the team itself. So if you've got guys that exist on your first line team and your second line team, and they've got 20 tickets on their first line team and 20 tickets on their second line team, then those 20 tickets on the second line team will not count towards the load balance calculation. It's only going to look at the teams that are included in load balance calculations. So what does that look like in practicality? What does a practical example of this look like inside of Halo? Well, because all of my tickets are on SLA hold, I would actually get the next ticket from the load balancing algorithm. It doesn't matter that I've got more tickets in number than the other agents. What matters is that my status is available and that the existing tickets I have assigned are on SLA hold. So as far as Halo is concerned, I'm next up because I'm the only one that doesn't have a workable ticket right now. This is where people can get confused. They said, oh, well, why does it go to the person with the most amount of tickets when there's other agents that have lesser number of tickets? That's not what load balancing is about. Load balancing is about workable tickets and what you've got going on your plate right now. Now, if you wanted to change that behavior and you want Halo to instead take into account the number of tickets the agent has, regardless of their SLA hold status, all you would need to do is include tickets on SLA hold in load balancing. Then it makes it purely a numbers game. Now, what about things like round robin and intelligent routing? How do they play into this equation? Well, round robin really doesn't care about load balance calculations or any of those boxes that we check on the team or the agent status. Round robin is going to only respect the agent status, and then it's going to go in order of, one ticket to this agent, one ticket to this agent, one ticket to this agent. Round robin only takes into account that agent status. It doesn't care about number of tickets. It doesn't care about anything else. So you'd use round robin when you want to evenly distribute tickets amongst agents who are logged in and available in Halo. Now for intelligent routing throws all of these rules out the window. It doesn't care who the agent is, what their status is, or what number of tickets they've got on SLA hold or not. Intelligent routing is going to override that. If you pick intelligent routing from the menu, it's going to go back to the agent who last interacted with that user within these parameters of intelligent routing cutoff days and intelligent routing maximum tickets. That's it. There's no real more complicated way to put this. It's as easy as that. And it might not be super obvious to people, but that's the way it works. So what does this look like in practice? Well, when I'm creating a new ticket, you'll notice at the bottom here, I've got 3 options in my routing menu. I've got load balance, round robin, and intelligent routing. This is how you tell Halo what to do based on those 3 boxes that we checked on the general settings screen. Halo will not load balance, round robin, or use intelligent routing unless you tell it to, or you have automated actions that use those as the reassigned targets. So, plainly speaking, turning on intelligent routing, round robin, and load balance will not alter the way that Halo routes tickets in your desk unless you configure it that way on specific automated actions, or on your ticket types defaults, or anything else of that matter. So, if I were to come into my ticket types here, and on my defaults for incident, if I were to change my default from, say, first line support unassigned to first line support, load balance or round robin, then it would do that action automatically. But in the default configuration and in the way that most people use Halo, turning those things on are totally safe, and they're only going to be executed when you tell Halo to do them. I hope that this has cleared up intelligent routing, load balancing, and round robin actions inside of Halo, and I hope that you guys can use this information to implement these very helpful actions in your own instances. If you guys have any requests or comments or questions about this, or maybe even some requests for what you'd like to see next, please let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.